I'm back. Let's see if I remember how to do this, shall we? What's up, you guys? Wow, it's been a minute. I apologize, but I am so happy to be back. Guys, let's end this year off right with a little top 10. Shout out to Dubros. Saw your video. See what you did. Time for me to respond, shall we? So these, in no particular order, my favorite top picks of 2021. And there are some interesting books in here that I never thought I would ever see, but it's been one wild and crazy year. First off, guys, thank you so much for clicking on the video. Hopefully smash that like button. Please subscribe to the channel and comment down below with whatever you want. I have missed you guys dearly. I am so happy to be back. So first up is a book that I tracked down this year from a friend who is a big friend of John Byrne. He had this book. It was a beautiful copy. Got it pressed, got it graded by CBCS. Ooh, there's a CBCS book on this list. There may be two on this list. Is this really stunning copy of Star Wars Heir to the Empire #1, CBCS 9.4, verified Timothy Zahn signature. Now, like everybody else, I'm very excited to see what happens with Ahsoka. There will be more Thrawn coming. So I'm really interested to see what happens, but this is a book that I was really kind of hoping to get this year before any more crazy things happen, but happy to have this in the collection with that verified Zahn signature. So this would be my number 10 pickup of the year. This one though, this was a very nice surprise to get in beautiful condition. Didn't even need a press. A absolutely stunning cover A. There are two covers to the Spider-Man #1 Noir. This is actually cover A, the more valuable one, I guess. I don't know. I just like this one better, actually. But this is the first Spider-Man Noir appearance. Super, super stoked to pick this one up finally. Have it at 9.8. Unlike Miles, I don't have that at 9.8 yet. But 2022 is the year as I get my Journey to Mystery 83 and my 9.8 Ultimate Fallout 4. But this will have to do for this year. My number 9 pickup, Spider-Man Noir. #1, the Spider-Man Noir first appearance. Now, this was an interesting book that I had submitted via CBCS, picked up ungraded and unpressed, submitted to CBCS because I wasn't sure what the grade would be. My mistake, but it was a beautiful thing. Came back a 9.8 Invincible Iron Man #9, the first full appearance of Riri. I think she has a lot of potential in the upcoming MCU. I like the character a lot, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with her and the future kind of this book. But very happy to finally have this one, this first print, in a 9.8. Now the next book is a book that means a lot to me. This was one that I picked up in January. So one of the very first books on this list that I was able to pick up. It was a raw copy of Venom #3 third print. If you know anything about me, I enjoy my null books. But this one is particularly special. This copy, along with a couple others, I picked up around January and submitted them for the CGC in-house signing with Stegman and Cates. I wrote a little note on a couple of the books, just kind of thanking them for everything they did. And it was a beautiful thing that Donnie, big shout out. Because it's one of the things where, like, he doesn't know how much it does mean to me, because it's just like a little thing, but he drew a little Venom remark and like put a little heart there. So I just thought this was like the coolest thing ever. Like the custom label, and I picked the red ink because I thought the red ink would really pop on here, and it does. But this is a really kind of special thing with a little remark, a little heart, and it really does mean a lot, and I'm really happy to have this one in the collection. Now, this is one I did pick up earlier in the year, and I just thought it had a lot of potential going forward, and I guess I was kind of right. A beautiful copy, hard 9.8, Young Avengers #1. This, when you talk about potential of a book, this one has a bunch, but this is my only 9.8 of this book. Once I finally got this one graded and came back in a 9.8, other ones in high grade are very difficult to find, let alone for a decent price. If I do find any in 2022, I might try to pick them up, but it'll be much harder than I did when I picked this one up back in earlier this year. But very happy to have this one part of my list at number 5. So halfway through the list, honorable mention of the year. Honorable mention was, unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. I did sell it. Was I had a Walking Dead #1 that wasn't a 9.6. At the time, it was just too good an opportunity to move the book, and I did. I moved it. But that's a little honorable mention. Like, it's a book that when I held it, and I'm just like, this is a Walking Dead #1. It was super epic. But it had to find a new home. Other things came up which are kind of on this list. So next up is an absolutely stunning book that I never thought I'd own, that sometimes luck does turn out okay, which is going to be a stunning copy. A good one to kind of hold on to see what happens. Werewolf by Night 32. First Moon Knight series comment, Oscar Isaac playing it. Great character, a lot of potential, and just a great book. This is one that I was able to find ungraded, submit it for grading. Originally, when I thought it would come back grade-wise, I thought it'd be maybe a 4.5, 4, but this 5.0 looks tremendous. So very happy to have this one in the collection, rounding out that top 5 spot. Now, the next books you probably could guess very easily if you are watching the channel. Maybe a couple repeats in there, but hey, these are really hard to get. I worked really hard to get these. So, by God, there's going to be some repeats in here. Is an absolutely gorgeous book. One that I knew I'd pay more than I wanted to, but sometimes you get a little lucky. And also, it is at my #3 spot as well. Is getting two, I don't care. It's two, this takes up 2 spots. This makes, I'm so excited. I love Ahsoka, I love Star Wars, and I love what these books are. Dave Filoni is the man. So to be able to track down not just 1 copy this year, but 2 copies is for me, it's game changing. Because I went from owning, like, it's just crazy to think concept wise, like, none of these books were even on the realm of possibility, but sometimes right place, right time. And just super stoked to have 2 9/8 of this book that were picked up this year. Both were, well, one was ungraded, and I got this one in 9/8 already graded. Those round out my 4 and #3 spots. Now you're like, Skeff, what would be #2? Ah, come on now, we know what #2 is going to be. #2 has to be the still most expensive book I've ever purchased. Oh man, absolutely beautiful copy of Star Wars Clone Wars, the limited to 1,000 copies Dave Filoni cover. Now Dave Filoni has only done a couple covers, this being one of them, along with issue #7, issue #1, that cover he did that. There's also a little smaller trade paperback that he did as well. And there's one other cover out there that I may be missing of Dave Filoni done covers. Now, he won't probably do any more covers in the future. He probably doesn't have time. But just to have the cover he did and take the chance. But this is a book I bought probably, I think, back in March or April. And just incredibly honored to have this in the collection at my #2 spot. But this is stunning. 9.4. Limited to 1,000 copies, rounding out my top 2. Now, the final book should be pretty easy, guys. Final book should be super easy. It would have been Ultimate Fallout 4, 9.8, but that eluded me this year as well. And I tried. You saw the videos. I did try. And the Journey into Mystery 83, I just was unable to find one for an entry point price. I heard rumors of someone had a 0.5 for sale via Facebook, but never was able to kind of find the person or who had it. And I just heard about it, so missed opportunity there. But shout out to local comic shop, looking out for you sometimes. But this is my #1 book of 2021 that I picked up on a complete whim. Is an even nicer copy of Werewolf by Night 32, First Moon Knight, in an 8.5. I'm a little shaky just kind of holding this book. The concept of what this is and it's just crazy. In my wildest dreams would I never think I'd get to a book of this caliber when I started this journey 2.5, 3 years ago. And it's taken time to get here, and truly humbled and blessed to have such an epic piece in my collection. Shout out to Gary Kendra for pressing this. It's stunning. It's an absolutely beautiful copy that I'm very excited to have, and it's really crazy just the concept that I have this. And I kind of don't know what to do with it kind of going forward except just like enjoy this. Like I put it away and then I take it out sometimes just like stare that I like, oh, this is a thing. This exists in my collection. And it's very satisfying to know that all like the hard work, effort, energy, time, patience, money, things like that, like if you just keep grinding, keep working, this can be attainable for you too. I kid you not, like when I started out this journey on YouTube about a year and a half ago, coming up on 2 years now for my anniversary, and then kind of collecting about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago now, the concept of something like this, I mean, let alone a concept of a Young Adventures #1, the Star Wars Clone Wars #1s, heck, even that Timothy Zahn book. In my wildest dreams would I never think I'd own like something like this. But this takes time, it takes effort, it takes repetition, and if I can do this, you can too, guys. I didn't start out with a giant nest egg. I didn't start out with someone donated a collection. I didn't start out with someone handing me funds to go get books. This was all just like, this was just figuring out like what to get, what to buy, what to sell, what to move on from, what to kind of hold on to. This was like, this is a testament of just like, just staying the course and just keep working. Sure, this was like a really lucky opportunity that I kind of came across, but I believe that without everything else that I've done, without like the connections I've built and the relationships I've built, and then the work, because the trick is I needed to have the funds that day to buy it, otherwise I would have missed it. So I was lucky enough to have the funds from this past year of what I've been doing. So it's one of the things, guys, it is nuts, and I know what this is. And I just want to say that 2022 is going to be even better for me than 2021. And it's also going to be better for you as well. Just stay the course. Take breaks where you need to. Take rest where you need to. Sometimes you guys kind of sit back, sit out a play. But don't stop playing the game. Keep going. Keep grinding. There's going to be a lot of people out with naysayers, road bumps, stops. Just keep pushing through. Don't let that stop you. I would never have gotten to this if I would have stopped. But I'm going to keep going. And I hope you come along with me on this journey for 2022. Like always, I am humbled and honored and thankful that you guys click on my videos, watch them, like them, dislike them, comment, whatever you want. I am always grateful and humble. And by God, you're going to see a lot more of this bearded fool in 2022 on YouTube, on whatnot, on Instagrams, at all the conventions. When I say all the conventions, I mean almost all the conventions. I mean pretty much every convention I can get to, I will be there. And I hope to see you there as well. It's going to be an exciting year for everyone, and I really look forward to going on this journey with you guys because, like I said, 2022 is going to be a great year for all of us. And you can do the same thing too. And maybe if I can help you along the way, I would love to help anywhere I can. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, nor the savviest, nor the best numbers guy, but by God, I have the passion, I have the energy, and I got the time now. And I look forward to seeing what happens in 2022. But guys, I'm back, baby. Let's do this. Skeff, out.